Hi there, I'm Luke, welcome back to PhotoBite, and today we're checking out the Canon M50. Is it a good vlogging camera? Let's find out. So the Canon M50 is packed with a 24 megapixel sensor as well as 4K video, which is really impressive to see in such a small little body. But on top of all of that, it also has the dual autofocus system that Canon's very well known for when it comes to vlogging. So it's nice to see them put it into a smaller body. We've mainly seen it in the 70D, 80D and so on, but it's nice to see it now in a smaller compact form. The ISO range is from 100 to 25,600, so a nice massive range, but obviously when you do get into the high ISOs, it doesn't handle quite as well. There's a lot of grain. Canon does okay up to about 6400 ISO, which is quite impressive in itself, so do bear that in mind if you are looking to use this in low light conditions. It might be wise to have a look at maybe getting an adapter and then going with a wider aperture lens. One of the nice things about the sensor is that it is stabilized, but only by 3-axis. When you're looking through the viewfinder, it isn't massive. It's only a 0.39 magnification, so it's far from what we're currently seeing, which is about 0.70. However, for the size of the camera, it's not too big of a deal, but it could be a hindrance for some people who like to have a bigger viewfinder. Another nice feature that we're currently seeing in most cameras coming out is Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, so you're enabled to share the photos directly from camera to your phone. As someone who uses Instagram quite a lot, that is a big benefit, especially when you just want to get the photo onto social media quickly due to a time frame that you're after. But it really is a nice tool to have in the bag. For some people, it may not be their #1 camera, but for others, it may be. So it's a nice camera, it's a good all-rounder. A lot of people that I see using it are primarily people who are getting into blogging or vlogging, mainly video creation. However, I will state this won't be for beginners. This is coming in at a bit of a higher price bracket of about £650, and there are other models on the market that come for much, that go for much less than that. But one of the perks you do get is the 4K video and also the dual autofocus system as well, which is so far very well done and only done by Canon. The battery life itself is fairly okay. It's not an amazing battery. It's not what you would expect out of a camera, but it is good enough. If you are looking to do vlogging, I would recommend getting at least 1 to 2 spare batteries with it, just in case it does die when you need it. With this package as well, you do also get the 15 to 45mm lens, so it's perfect for getting a wide shot and also getting close-ups as well. You do actually get a hot shoe as well, so you can actually put a flash onto this and use it as an actual camera with a flash. So it's a very good multi-purpose camera. The only downfall with the camera is the fact that it has a limited number of lenses in the mirrorless range. However, you can go with Canon's adapter, and then you can link up to their EF and EFS lenses, which is a bit of a perk in my opinion. In terms of video, you can shoot up to half an hour, although there is a 4GB limit, so if you are shooting 4K, that may drop your runtime by about 10 minutes or so do bear that in mind when you are looking to shoot. Canon's also rocking inside the 8-digit processor, so that enables it to do the dual autofocus system as well as also shooting in 4K. One of the other little features about the lens, you can actually put it into a lock system, so you just got to remember to pop that off in order to use it. We have been using it for vlogging purposes to see how it handles with the dual autofocus. When you're shooting 1080, perfectly fine. When you're shooting 4K, it does tend to hunt a bit more. That might be due to the processing power. There being more going into the 4K video than going into the 1080, so that's something to bear in mind. One of the nice things they've added is actually a microphone jack, so you can actually get an external mic and put it on here and carry on doing video, which is great because most onboard cameras, they're not amazing, they do an okay job. So it's nice to be able to get something like a Rode mic, put it on the top and go out and you know you're going to get a good quality audio. In saying that, I did have to tweak the audio settings quite a bit because I did plug the microphone jack in. When you see the audio level, it was peaking into the reds, which means that it's going to cut a little bit, so I had to bring that back down to about a level 7, and that seemed to handle it fairly well, so do bear that in mind. One of the other things to note when I was using it, when I was shooting in the selfie mode and trying to get the audio bars to show, it wouldn't appear unless I went into a different menu, but then I couldn't see myself and I wasn't able to know if I was in frame or not. So what we'll do is we'll go for a walk and talk and actually look at how the microphones compare from being on board and being external. Let's go. There we go, right. And then, boosh. Did you hear a difference? I'm gonna screw that down actually. There we go. that should sound a bit better. I'm just going to double check the audio settings and then I'll be back with you in just a sec. But currently you're listening to this using the onboard microphones. You might notice by the sound there's also a bit of wind, so you may hear that, you may not, it depends how it's picking up. One thing to note as well is that the microphones actually sit directly behind the lens, so they're not sitting on the top, they're actually sitting where the person will be talking. So it's nice to see a camera company actually do that and put the microphones forward to where the sound is actually going to come from. Also, something to note, the video spec on this, you can shoot 4K up to 30 frames a second and 1080p up to 50 frames a second. So you do have quite a bit of margin to play with. Unfortunately, there is no 120 frames a second. That would have been nice to see, just because that tends to be the thing that most people are doing these days. They go out, they do vlogging, their B-roll is shot in slow-mo. Now, if you do use 60 frames a second, but when you're shooting 100 or 120, it looks a lot nicer. So that's our review on the Canon M50. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. And as always, my name's Luke, this is Vertiby, and we'll see you next time.